Do you ever notice when we have these conversations off air how easily we've been talking about this all day? Actually, we've been talking about it for 2 days.
Yeah. And then we get
And
on the mic and we just like
it flows so
lose it.
effortlessly,
Yeah.
or at least it seems like that. Okay.
Are you recording yet?
I've been recording.
Let me say something. Do you want me to start?
No. Well, I don't know. Okay. Try it.
Hold on. Listen to this. I don't want to forgive them. I want them to hurt. I want them to feel exactly what they made me feel. And if I forgive them, it feels like I'm saying what they did was okay, and it's not okay. I'm not going to let them off the hook. They don't deserve that, and I'm not doing it.
What did you say?
I've never thought of myself as an angry person.
I'm sorry.
I thought of myself as emotional, but pretty much every emotion except angry, more sad.
Yeah, you're pretty laid back, actually.
But when I get really anxious or something doesn't go my way,
Oh, yeah.
what does it manifest as? Anger. I get angry.
Yeah. I think the anger manifests out of frustration because we are not feeling heard or adequate and we think holding on to that anger is how we collect that debt, how we protect ourselves and how we control our whole situation. We think our hatred is punishing them when it's actually just punishing us. We're the only ones having to suffer from that. Welcome to episode 1, season 2 of FORLOVENESS. This is Ryan.
And I'm Taylor.
I got it right that time. Awesome. I think we're all liars, actually.
100%.
Every one of us. We go to church, we raise our hands, and we say, Lord, I just want to heal. I want peace.
Yeah.
It's really a lie. You don't want peace because it's boring.
Yes.
We need that drama in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us need that drama. I don't want it, but I feel like at times I have it. Like I have a need for it as well.
Well, it's an addiction to pain, to brokenness.
We talked about this the other day. I want to be more broken than you are.
Yeah.
We just really want to feel heard. And what I think we're really addicted to is that validation.
Yes.
The validation that I am hurt, the validation that I'm great at something even. It doesn't matter what it is, just I need validation in something.
Right. Well, and it's unfortunate to say, but it's attention seeking as well. Because when you're the victim and you're hurt and you go looking for that validation and somebody gives it to you, it makes you feel really good. And if you continue to get that attention, and you're going to stay in that pain and you're going to sit in that pain.
What we're talking about this season is the anatomy of forgiveness. And we're going to start with the heart, move on to the mind, and so on. We're going to take apart all the systems and all the things that we deal with, all the crap, and we're just going to pull it apart, call it what it is, and give you the solution. Last season, we talked a lot about why it's important and why God lets us suffer. And now we're going to talk about how to really move past that. Today, we're talking about the heart. And what does Jeremiah 17:9 say?
It says, the heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure.
So why does everyone go by the saying, the heart wants what the heart wants? So I've just got to do what the heart wants.
No, you should never do what your heart wants.
It's a complete lie.
Yeah. Follow your heart. That's what everybody says.
That's the worst advice you can ever give someone, I think.
Yeah.
Yesterday when I was going through these notes and putting things together, and I was thinking, it really is the worst advice you can give someone is follow your heart.
Right. Because it's based on your emotions.
If I followed my heart, I'd be married to a stripper named Desiree with 2 E's. With 2 E's, and I'd weigh 400 pounds from eating cheesecake.
Never follow your heart. It's extremely deceitful, as it says in the book of truth.
What book is that?
The Bible.
Okay. You don't have to scream at me, though. I feel like we need to start over.
No. Come on. You just need to get back on track.
I am not. Okay. Let me tell you something.
The heart.
I want to dive into this heart thing real fast.
The heart isn't, listen to this. The heart isn't just prone to error. It's fundamentally dishonest and inclined towards evil.
We like anger. When I'm angry, I feel solid, like I've done something. I'm protecting myself. I'm in control of everything.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not actually in control of anything. And I sit there and I'll play things back over and over in my head of what I should have done, what I'm going to do next time. I'm plotting and planning, and it feels very powerful. doesn't
Yeah.
it? It's not power, it's an addiction. And it goes really back to we need that constant dopamine hit that's called validation.
Yeah.
We keep those wounds open on purpose because we're addicted to feeling like the victim.
Yes.
We live in that so much.
Yeah, it feels good to be a victim.
I don't know why.
It shouldn't.
It really shouldn't feel good to be. It feels terrible to be a victim, but we've got this emotion and we're getting attention
Yeah.
from it, from other people. You know, oh, I'm so sorry that you feel that way. Everybody wants to talk about you. It's a big sales tactic, right? You ask people about their self because people love to talk about themselves. Why do you think we can't let go?
I think we think that if we let go, we'll look weak.
That is true. That is true. You know what the hardest thing to actually do is?
Let go.
Forgive. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very easy. Any baby can throw a temper tantrum,
Right.
throw things, cuss, just be angry.
Yeah.
Anyone is capable of doing that. But very few people are capable of letting it go.
Staying calm. Letting God handle it.
Because we're conditioned that if we forgive, we're weak and we're letting people walk all over us and we can't do that. And let me tell you something. That's not us. That's not God. That is coming from the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
He wants you to feel that way.
Yeah.
Anger is a very powerful emotion and it's so simple-minded as well.
Right. It's so easy. But in reality, you're just hurting yourself more to sit in that anger.
You know what it's like when you're mad and you're sitting in that anger? It's like a warm blanket. You know, it's just keeping you warm and cozy, made of cactus. It's like a warm blanket of cactus.
Yeah.
It's protecting you, but it's also hurting you.
Yes. It feels safer to be angry and furious, to just admit that you're actually heartbroken and sad. But what are you afraid will happen if you stop being mad?
That they will have gotten away with it, I think.
Which is not true.
No, it's not true. They're never going to get away with it in the eyes of God. The thing is, somebody wrongs us, somebody cuts us off in traffic, for example. No harm is caused. There's no accident. You sit there and think, I want them to drop the phone on their face when they're laying in bed tonight.
Yep.
I want them to get fat. I want their whole life to be wrecked. I hope they get fired on their way to work.
Yep.
When they really didn't do anything. Maybe they didn't even see you.
Right.
Because you think it's all about you when it's really not about you at all.
Mm-hmm.
If you would switch your perspective and realize that that person cutting you off made you slam on your brakes, that made you 2 seconds delayed from what possibly could be a terrible accident.
In a car accident, right.
And you causing it and being the idiot, actually.
Right.
We do this all the time. We overreact. Okay, picture this. I'm sure you can picture this. I'm in the kitchen. I'm aggressively loading the dishwasher because
your wife left the dishes in the sink.
Yes. I'm aggressively loading the dishwasher, making all the noise I can so that everybody's got to know. Everybody in the building has to know that
I'm doing the dishes.
Yep, I got this. I got it. I'll do it. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. You go ahead and sleep. No problem. And in my head, I'm bringing justice. But really, I'm just replaying the argument that I lost because you should have done this, or it's my turn and I'm just in a bad mood.
Right. And then you're making the other person angry at you and annoyed. And then it's like a vicious cycle.
Yeah, for sure.
And does it actually make you feel better?
No.
Or does it make you feel exhausted?
It does make you feel exhausted, but we're addicted to that high blood pressure, I think, that I'm in control. I'm the one that's angry and mad. And I'm the one that's going to slam the dishes the loudest, the one that's going to scream the loudest and yell the loudest. So I win.
Yeah.
And I need to win.
Actually, that's what I was going to say. Do you think that you'll eventually win the argument if you continue to stay mad?
100%. If I let go of that grudge, I'm just a regular guy. Gross.
Yeah.
That's so disgusting.
Yeah.
I want to be the victim.
Yeah.
The victim gets the VIP treatment.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about this in a few episodes. I think even the next one, where these labels that we put on ourselves are an enormous part of our lives and we don't even realize it.
Well, and then also we're trying to keep score to make ourselves seem better than the other person.
We're on the moral high ground. Absolutely. But all we're really doing is building this prison.
Yeah. And if you stop being angry, it's like you're betraying yourself and letting them off the hook. But it's the exact opposite.
You know what the heart's really doing, I think? gaslighting us. It's
Yeah.
gaslighting us to make us feel like we are somehow different than everybody else.
Yes.
That we're somehow special because what happened to us is worse than what happened to everybody else.
Uh-huh. And then you don't understand what I'm going
Oh
through.
my God, that's annoying.
Like
What-
you're a child,
What
you're a
was in service
teenager.
today about the movie Unbroken?
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry that you feel bad because you're
Late to work.
late to work.
Got a flat tire.
Somebody made you late to work. You got a flat tire. Were you a prisoner of war in Japan in World War II? Oh, you weren't? Okay. Sorry about your flat tire.
Right. We don't realize.
Everybody goes through stuff.
Yeah.
And we always want to be the worst because we need the attention. We need people to feel bad for us.
And we're focusing on that one little tiny thing that goes wrong.
What a miserable way to go through life, though. But if we stay angry, it's like we're putting on this armor and it's going to protect us.
Not the good kind of armor, not the armor of God.
No, we should protect ourselves. When we talk about forgiveness and reconciliation are two totally separate
Right.
things. They're relational, but they're not exactly the same thing. We can forgive to release ourselves more than anything.
Right.
If you go through a forloveness circle, that's what really happens.
Right.
It happened to me yesterday on accident.
Exactly.
Reconciliation is I've got to go talk to this person.
They need to repent.
If it warrants it.
Yeah, and we build a relationship.
But I think that reconciliation is more for them. We put that armor on and we are protecting ourselves from everything. We don't let anything get close to us at that point because we've had broken trust. And it's not always just something simple. It could be a cheating spouse. It could be a betraying parent, it could be a lot of different things. We put this armor on to protect ourselves. But what we're also not able to do is allow anything in, allow God to come in.
Or allow that anger and bad stuff to come out.
Right, exactly. We're
Yeah.
basically just putting ourselves in this container world, but we're building this prison and we're the only ones sitting in there.
Yep.
Because again, we listen to the heart and the heart's stupid.
Yeah, and it's you letting that armor, you taking that armor off and forgiving and not sitting in that anger. That doesn't mean that you're saying it's okay.
It requires us to take that armor off and metaphorically, okay, don't do this, but just be there naked, vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that's terrifying. But spiritually, we really need to do that.
Yes.
When we remove that armor and open our spirit up and let Jesus come in and deal with it, there is such a massive change. There's such a weight lifted off your shoulder. So we did this forloveness circle last night at my cousin's house, and we were walking through it and I was giving him examples and I released some things on my own. I
Right.
forgive myself. I could have been a better son. I could have been a better father. I could have been a better husband. And I was giving him examples and I realized about 30 seconds later that, wow, that really I feel like that's been lifted off me quite a bit. It's a process. It doesn't just, oh, I did this and everything's perfect now.
Because you let down that armor and you let
Yes.
it out. You got it out.
And I've talked to you about these things a bunch of times. I'm very open about it, but there was something about doing it last night in that forloveness circle environment that just opened me up to, it was very different. It wasn't
Right.
me speaking about it
Yeah.
in conversation with you. It was me speaking about it in that setting,
And letting it go.
and it wasn't even
vulnerable.
intentional. I was using it as an example to help somebody else share what they needed to share or felt like they needed to share. But what happened was it opened me up and
Yeah.
gave me this massive weight lifted off my shoulders. And I just couldn't believe it, honestly. I knew that these worked and these were really helpful, but I didn't expect it to have the impact it had on me last night.
Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." All you have to do is let that guard down a little bit and let Jesus come in so that he can take away all your pain. He's right there waiting.
We talked about this. This is not off topic completely, but divert a little bit. Sometimes we have to go through things a bunch of times in our life. We have to have multiple rejections, multiple failures, multiple everything that goes wrong. And we'll sit there and ask, why do we have to keep going through this? And the answer is because we didn't get it right the first 50 times.
We're not learning what we need to learn.
We're not learning, and he's trying to help us get through it. And once you let that guard down, and once you let him in and see what he's actually trying to teach you from this, you can't go wrong.
Right.
Because if you're striving towards that, you can't do wrong. You said one time, I want to make sure I'm doing what God wants me to do. And I told you, if what you're doing is intentionally for God because it's what you think he wants, you can't go wrong.
Right.
He'll just maybe give you a course correction, just a little nudge in the direction he needs you to go in, because we don't necessarily know exactly. But if you're trying to do that for God, yes, everything is going to get much easier. The second you start being so overly concerned about yourself, that's where the problems occur. And if you'll look back at your life, everything that's ever gone wrong is usually because you were doing it for yourself.
Right.
It was your own.
It's very true.
We talked last night. It's your own ambition. It's your own goals. It's whatever it is that you want to do. And it may be even what you think God's plan is for you. But I assure you, what you think God's plan is not God's plan. There are so many twists and turns. It is unbelievable.
Yep.
And there's no way we could even try to keep up with it. We can barely keep up with our own daily lives, let alone all the lives that interact with us on a daily basis. That is God's plan.
Yeah. And if you keep listening to your heart and following your heart and doing what your heart wants, you're never actually going to be able to get to God's plan, which is the best plan, way better than anything you could ever come up with.
Okay, I want to get back to this. What's the real reason you think we don't want to heal?
I think we want to feel broken a lot of times.
I think we're scared to heal because without our trauma, who are we?
Yeah, it's that label.
If you're not the divorced guy, the person who got abused, or the girl with the eating disorder.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I'm Mike. I got fired in 2008 and I'm still talking about it. Like, that happens. That goes on all the time.
Yes.
When we flash these badges at the door of life expecting a discount, I do it too. We all do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just learned this because we just started working on this episode, but I know it. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
And didn't even realize it because my heart has been gaslighting me the whole time that I need to preface my behavior with this label.
Right.
I sound the way I sound. It's difficult to understand me because I have a brain injury. Truth be told, I always talk like this. I always am difficult to understand because that's just me. But I excuse my behavior.
Right.
If I get angry, I excuse my behavior with that label. It could be right. There are definitely reasons that I behave in certain ways because of that. But I've said a lot of times that should not excuse my behavior.
Right.
It may help you understand, but it doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's okay that I do it.
And if you continue to label yourself as that, you're never going to be able to heal from the pain of that label. You're never going to be able to heal from the pain of that hurt. You're just reliving it over and over and over again.
And we say we want to heal. And I think we do want to heal, but I also think that the enemy, the accuser, gets in there and tells you this is what you are.
Yes.
And we're terrified to let go of that title again, because who am I if I'm not this?
Right.
If I'm not a mom, who am I? If I'm not a dad, who am I? There's a huge identity crisis.
Yeah. We
want to be this special person that is something broken or something more than we are. In reality, we're just the person's got to pay taxes, mow the yard, and go to work.
Well, we're God's children, and that label should be enough. That's what we were made for.
It should be enough. But in our life, in our society, nothing is ever enough.
Right.
There's never enough money. There's never enough accolades. There's never enough validation.
But that's the worldly way of thinking.
It is.
And that's what we need to get away from.
It is. And that's why we need to learn that the whole teaching of forgiveness in the Bible is, in my opinion, is the core teaching.
Yeah. Love and forgiveness are the two most important takeaways.
Absolutely. And without it, we sit in this bitter, angry, miserable life.
And that's exactly what the devil wants, to get you on his side.
And if he can get you thinking that way, he doesn't have to worry about you.
Right.
He doesn't have to bother with you a bit. You're going to take care of it yourself.
Yep.
It sounds terrible, honestly.
It does, but it's completely true. And the devil also wants you to think that it's not that big of a deal. He wants you to think, oh, it's okay. I'm just a little bitter. This happened to me. It's fine. Yeah.
Right, but that's the lie. If you didn't lose that job, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast.
Right.
Right now, you'd be in a cubicle pretending to work.
Yeah.
And that trauma is not really interesting to us. So we have to have that perspective shift. We have to shift that narrative. We've got to let go of that victim card.
Yeah.
Doing that doesn't make you boring. Being bitter, an angry person, everywhere you go.
It's not cool.
No. It's not move on.
Right. It's heal.
It is, but yes, it's heal. That's exactly what it is. It's heal. And it's embracing what God has for us next. As long as we sit in that bitterness and that anger, we cannot heal, and we cannot go on to the next phase of our life that he has for us. So we're terrified that forgiveness means it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
We think if we stop being angry, we're betraying ourselves and they're getting away with it.
Yeah.
We think our anger is the only thing keeping score. Is that about right? That about sum up what we've got today so far?
Yep. And they fear if they stop keeping track, they'll lose leverage.
Yes, but God is not asking us to pretend it didn't happen. He's asking you to resign from that job and let him handle it. Let him be the judge that he is.
Don't take revenge.
Because if we're the judge, honestly, if someone looks at you funny, you want to go key their car, and that the punishment doesn't fit the crime.
Right. Yeah, we don't have the what's the word I'm looking for? The
capacity, ability,
no
qualifications. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Not integrity. I feel like it starts with an I. We don't have the blank
Jesus.
to
like, I can't do anything
to
with
be
that.
fair to okay. Romans 12:19 says, never take revenge. Leave that to the righteous anger of God. For God says, I will take revenge. I will pay them back. And we need to look at that as a relief that he's going to take over that payment part and stop trying to be the karma police.
We do need to stop being the karma police. That's all we really do.
We're terrible judges. We're biased.
We're terrible podcasters too, by the way. How do we start to heal? It's not going to be an overnight thing, typically.
Right.
It's a process. So we have to continue forgiving the person. Eventually, we're going to learn to actually release that. Because chances are when you say, I forgive Ryan, that you don't really forgive Ryan.
Right.
You have taken a willing step to doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where this all starts. You can't forgive until you're willing to even contemplate forgiving.
Right.
So if you take that first step, then you release it, God will start to work in your life. And if you continue working that process, it's going to get better.
Yep. You just have to give it to God every single time.
But we don't do that.
No. I think a lot of people will do it once. They don't feel a change in their heart and they give up and they just revert back. And you're giving up on your happiness, on your peace, on your joy.
Who's the best physician?
Luke.
Luke is a physician?
I thought he was a doctor. God.
Yes, Jesus is the best. He's the greatest physician we've ever had. All the medicine we need, every solution required in the entire universe is able to be found in the Bible. Okay. But we don't ever take that advice. We don't ever take that medicine. We don't ever get the solution.
Right. Because it's not what we want, or it's not what our heart wants.
Exactly. Because we think we've got it. Imagine this. You got allergies. Terrible. Eyes itching, nose sniffing, throat scratchy. Cannot handle it. And you sit there all day, all night, every single day, every single night, miserably suffering from this.
Okay.
When all you have to do is get up, walk 10 steps into the bathroom and get some Benadryl and take it. And in about 20 minutes, that's going to be gone.
Yeah.
But people will sit in your home and you'll say, hey, I'll get you some Benadryl. So your solution to my allergy problem is just to take some Benadryl? No, thanks. I enjoy the suffering because we need to suffer. We don't want the easy solution. We don't want to take the medicine. We would just rather suffer. Because if I'm sitting here suffering with allergies, you're going to continue to give me attention about my allergies.
And have somebody to try to take care of you.
Yeah. We need that. Well, that's part of the validation.
Yeah.
If you're taking care of me, you're validating that I'm
Right.
busted, broken person.
Exactly. And we're not turning to the only one that can actually heal you.
So, Taylor, we've talked a lot about all the anger and how bad it is to hold on to this. How are we supposed to start the healing process today to start letting go and start feeling better about all this?
Yeah. I want you to take a breath. I know you're tired and you've been carrying this anger because you think it protects you, but realize that it's just making you heavy. I want you to picture the person who hurt you, and I want you to look at this anger, this debt, the apology they never gave you, all of that. Imagine Jesus standing right there, and he's holding out his hand. He's saying, "You aren't made to carry this. It's crushing you. Give it to me." Whisper to yourself, "God, I'm tired. I'm done keeping the score. I'm done trying to make them pay. I'm giving this to you. It's your problem now."
I think that's a great way to start. You start by actually physically, verbally releasing this to him.
As soon as you say it out loud to him, you'll feel better. It might not be completely gone, but you will feel better.
So this week, I want everybody to try something. Just give it a shot. It's not going to hurt.
Right.
Do something physical. Say it out loud or get a piece of paper and write down the hurt, what they did, what they took from you, whatever it is. It might be something that you've done to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about, the difficulty of forgiving ourselves for things, write it down. Be very specific. What they did. They stole my 20s. They abandoned me. They betrayed me by doing this. Be very, very specific. And then throw it away, shred it, burn it, get it out of the house.
Right.
And it's really crazy how doing something like that can break that loop.
Yeah.
In the season 2 update last week, we brought up FORLOVENESS circles. And what that is it's a quick start guide we have currently on our link tree. There's a link to it in the bottom of the description. And we have a lot of changes coming up soon. There's going to be a website and a lot more resources for everybody. But right now we have this quick guided sheet. What's it called?
Quick start guide.
The quick start guide. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we want you to take a look at it, download it. It's totally free. It's got a lot of scriptures, a lot of questions. How do I forgive someone who's hurt me? How do I forgive someone who's not sorry? And it will walk you through with an opening prayer, some scripture, a moment of sharing. And you can do this by yourself, and you can do this with a group of people. I encourage you to do it with a group of people. We did that last night. It was super helpful.
Great.
Walk through it. You don't have to be a pastor to do this. I assure you, if you cannot tell from my voice, I am the least qualified person to be talking on all this stuff. We just study a lot, and God put it on our heart, and he gave us a mission. Mm-hmm. This is part of that mission. We want you to gather up a few friends, text them, just tell them, hey, I'm trying to heal, trying to start this thing called the FORLOVENESS circle. I know it doesn't make any sense, but let's give it a try. Let's see how it works. And go through it and start going through the process and lead it. It tells you everything to do. If you just follow it step by step, honestly, a monkey can do it. Anyone can do this.
It's a really good guide, and it truly is a useful tool when you're trying to heal and through forgiveness.
When you're trying to break this loop, this constant anger and constant bitterness that you hold and resentment, it's a really useful tool. Absolutely. And it will guide you through step by step. Again, anyone can do this. You don't have to be a spiritual leader, a pastor, anybody. If you're a family at home, you can do this with you and your kids. If you're a dad that feels like you could have done better and wants to help explaining and apologizing to your family and bringing them closer to God, and you don't know how to do it, this will help you do that.
Yeah.
It's super easy to do. It doesn't take very long. I mean, it says that it could take 45 minutes, but honestly, it could take 15. It could take 10. It could take 2 hours. It just depends what everyone has to share. I do recommend you keep a limit on it and have another one the following week or the week after that. But that's a free resource you can download. There's more to come on that later, where we have a very large free, again, everything's free for us, certification for church leaders that want to bring this into their actual congregations.
More on that soon. But Next week,
we're going to talk about the head.
yeah,
We're going to talk about the mind. And your brain's going to try to replay that argument over and over and over again, even after you've done this first release. But the heart feels that pain and the mind just continues to replay that movie in the shower, in bed at night. So next week, we're going to turn off the projector.
I'm Taylor.
I'm Ryan.
This is FORLOVENESS. See y'all next week.